The Federation of Light. Recognizing yourself on a higher frequency. Hello, my friends. Well, even though tiredness and strange sleep patterns prevail, I have to say that, in general, I perceive a difference in energy within myself. It is this awareness you speak of, the knowing that we are so much more than we have been programmed to be, and I presume it will continue along this path, which is excellent news. Welcome, dear Blossom Goodchild. Welcome, dear souls of light who appreciate these communications. It is indeed excellent news that you can now perceive this higher energy. However, it is not just the higher energy that allows you to feel it this way, it is the awakening of an even deeper part of yourself, which has long awaited this moment. Each one of you is recognizing Knowingess. This knowing is not about knowing everything. It is not that kind of knowledge. It is a Knowingess, a feeling that this greatness that you are thanks to the raising of energies and the falling away of darkness allows you to conduct all that you are in a lighter way. We want you to know that this is the beginning of the advent of the new human, to use an appropriate expression. What you are recognizing yourself to be, is on a different frequency, a higher frequency than the one you have known thus far. You tune into this frequency, and like a radio, you adjust it precisely so that everything is clear and rings true. Many seem to have flashbacks of their lives lasting only a second or two, and they seem to be about completely random things and people. What is this about? This is about memory reorganizing itself. It is about letting go of much that has been stored that no longer needs to accompany you. You are constantly creating new memories, and as the days pass, you are embracing this new you, where the past, with all due respect, is the past, and it is time to leave it behind. You are entering this new era, where, truly, those of the lesser light no longer have control, and this in turn allows each one of you, every glorious soul of light, to create a different space in which friends and family can live and love. Many of you are already doing this. You are a shining example of love and light. You have nothing to prove. You simply are who you are, on your planet, radiating light. This is changing your world. Now you feel it, and now you know it. I love how tribes, whether small or large, are coming together. There is an instant recognition and a feeling of being home when in their company. This confirms what we know to be truth when we are together. Truly, blossom, and all this newness will settle into every soul and bring so much strength amongst the tribes. This we had foreseen, and now you can feel it as a truth. There is still much to uncover. There are still many surprises and misfortunes on their way. Yet, now you know you are strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. Now you know you can guide those who are approaching these feelings of higher light for the first time towards understanding and a sense of courage. Because when you know what you know, fear absolutely cannot enter. In a way, you are becoming the giants that many of you once were, while remaining in a smaller dimension. You can, and will, feel the strength within you and, we reiterate, you will be fearless, no matter what presents itself to you. You know that this last part of this movie is about to conclude, and you know that the light has won, so anything that pretends to be otherwise is simply part of the script. You are living in a truly exciting time, dearest souls. Let go of everything you no longer need. These things are now so easy to recognize and so easy to release, when you know you are entering the enlightened world you came to restore. We are not saying this is the end of turbulence. However, we ask you to view the coming days as a marker, a sign that your planet is on the road to recovery, even if it may be presented as the opposite. The way this all unfolds will leave you speechless. Once you said that no one has the slightest idea what the future holds for us, something along the lines that we are not yet aware of it. Recently, I heard a gentleman say exactly the same thing. I can't remember if he was a high-ranking military officer or where I heard it, but it struck me, because you had said something similar. Do you have anything to add to that? We are unable to add anything further. Oh, okay, fine. Let's move on to gratitude. Gratitude we offer you. We have said many times that if you could see yourselves from our perspective, you would go through your day without any problem that could disturb you. Because you are the warriors of light. You are the tribe of light. You have pockets in every corner of the earth, strengthening your strength. Together as one single tribe. What you offer the planet. Coming from you. The real you that you are continually understanding yourself to be. Is growing and will continue to grow to such a magnitude that it will be difficult to express the joy that will come from it. And do you see it? We are sure you do. The stronger this light becomes, this feeling, and spreads, the more souls will feel it, and awaken from a catatonic state. The more of you are welcomed into the tribe, the stronger it will become, and so it will continue. This feeling of strength you speak of is truly encouraging. Thank you. We thank you. You are the strongest of the strong. We are happy that you recognize this. Yet, what you feel now is only the beginning compared to how you will feel as more light enters your planet. Into you, into all life. It will be as if everything had been in black and white and is slowly transforming into a world of bright, vibrant colors. There is so much to look forward to with optimism in a world that, as you say, presents the exact opposite. Yet, the light will always shine even through the smallest of cracks. Blossom. Where there is light, there is glory. Remember, this change has been underway for a very long time. It is not a rapid transition. It cannot be. Therefore, those who came and went before you and now reside in peace elsewhere are sending you streams of love and light. They are your support team when your energy is low. They know what it means to be the ground team, and they support you in various ways to lift you up when tiredness takes over. Thousands and thousands and thousands of souls are tuning into your planet and into you, because they are as eager as you are to witness the unfolding of this game, this movie. You are the stars of the show. It is you who is doing what you came to do, to complete the grand finale. Know this. In order to do this, to be chosen, you had to be the strongest of the strong. To get through it. In order to complete this divine mission, you. Yes, you. If you look deep within, you will find this strongest of the strong you, which we believe, in turn, will fill you with even more strength and determination. Now one can clearly see how the puzzle pieces are clicking into place at a rapid pace, and what a spectacle is being created. Dearest souls, we honor you. Please, feel it. It is not just a superficial saying to make you feel good. We truly honor you, for all you have done, for all you are doing, and for all you will continue to do. Many of us, from everywhere, honor you, watch over you, assist you, and above all, love you more than you can imagine. A nice place to finish. Thank you so much. With gratitude. With loving service. I am. The voices in your head. Which ones are you listening to? Seeing this title, you might immediately think you don't hear voices in your head. You're not schizophrenic. You just hear your own thoughts. You probably aren't schizophrenic. But are you sure you only hear your own thoughts? It might be important to check whether everything you hear in your mind truly corresponds to what you're thinking. And also whether everything you listen to and pay attention to is actually useful to you. If you observe carefully, you might discover that there are multiple sources generating the thoughts in your mind. And not all of them are beneficial to you. You will also discover that other thoughts are your own and are very positive. And there are still others that are not yours but are nonetheless beneficial. In your ascension process, you might find it important to distinguish between all these things. A spiritual war is underway on the planet, and your mind is one of the battlefields where it is being fought. Messages from the inner critic, the first voice to ignore, is the one that constantly repeats to you that there is something wrong with you, in one way or another. This voice, of course, has been called the inner critic. What you may not be aware of is that this is not an innate part of you, as a being of light. It is actually advanced technology, a parasitic implant that was attached to the etheric level of the human brain thousands of years ago by negative forces that had taken control of the planet and humanity. It was implanted in the human brain for the purpose of weakening humanity through programmed messages designed to generate feelings of shame, guilt, fear, blame, and insecurity. If you find yourself having to explain or defend yourself alone for something you did or didn't do, or for a decision you made, you can be certain that you are reacting to something your inner critic told you about yourself. Because the messages from this implant have been familiar to you for so long, it's natural to assume they come from a natural part of you. And by believing these messages, you have understandably believed that you are not okay just as you are, intrinsically. As a good person, and especially as a spiritual person, you have probably come to believe that you must always improve yourself and correct your flaws. Of course, there are patterns and habits you need to change and traumas you need to heal. That is all part of the ascension process. But if they are brought to your attention through messages devoid of compassion and understanding, which imply that there is something intrinsically wrong with you, you can be sure they come from the inner critic. And, if you are aware of this, you can understand that, no matter what you continue to do to try to fix and heal yourself, according to the inner critic, it's never enough. There's always something more you need to work on. It is therefore important to understand that this implant is programmed to constantly find faults and cause doubt and self-hatred within you. But it is equally important to understand that, furthermore, it acts as a receiver for negative frequencies present in the atmosphere, coming from the technologies we use, mobile phone antennas, the false earthly electrical grid, and other sources. And these frequencies are now being transmitted more frequently and powerfully than ever before, because those who manage them know that the Earth's frequency is rising rapidly and will eventually prevent these negative technologies from functioning. The voice of self-commentary, the inner critic implant, is actually part of a more complex technology we could call your automatic commentary. You know that little voice that constantly comments on everything you do, see, or focus on. Sometimes it might just seem annoying. It never stops talking and keeps making boring, useless comments about everything that happens, sometimes repeating them endlessly. But it is actually present as another technology in your brain, designed to keep you at a low frequency, constantly focused on the three-dimensional level of consciousness. It is usually what you need to overcome when trying to meditate, or simply wanting to be in silence. It can be very powerful and insistent. It might be helpful to take some time to pay attention to this voice in your head and assess how important these thoughts really are. Are they truly useful? Messages from your higher self? Then you can become aware of another type of message appearing in your mind. The positive messages coming from a completely different source, your higher self, or what you might simply perceive as your intuitive knowing. These messages tend to be much more subtle. They generally appear in the deepest silence within you. Without a doubt, you are also aware of these messages. They can come in the form of words or ideas, or simply as a sudden awareness or memory. There is no judgment in these messages. You just know they are accurate, true, and always helpful. In the past, these messages might have seemed to come from something above your head. Now, however, you might notice they often seem to come from the depths of your body. This is because your higher self is anchoring itself more and more deeply within you. Messages from your guides, then there are messages that are not yours but are still beneficial to you. These are the ones that come from your spiritual guides. These beings can be angels, ascended masters, spiritual masters, galactic beings, positive humans or animals you have known personally, or beings from the Deva kingdom. The messages from these guides can be subtle and similar to those coming from your higher self. But sometimes they can be strong and urgent, like when you are about to do something that might be dangerous for you. Or they might warn you that you have a choice regarding what you are about to decide to do, and that it would be wise to think it over carefully. Spiritual guides also speak to you through the images you see, the music you hear, the synchronicities that occur, the people you meet, the unusual events that happen, and the books or videos that capture your attention. However they choose to guide you, these guides are there to assist you on your journey on Earth at this time. It can be helpful to understand that they can come and go and be replaced by others, especially as you progress toward higher timelines. Messages from entities. Finally, sometimes thoughts may come to your mind that sound and feel negative, very similar to those of your inner critic, but carry an even more intense sense of darkness and discomfort. These are thoughts and feelings coming from discarnate entities, human or non-human, beings who wish to attach themselves to you to use your energy for their own benefit. These discarnate beings now float in our three-dimensional reality more than ever, due to the chaotic frequencies the Earth and humanity are experiencing. When one attaches itself to you, you might hear messages that cause you fear, depression, or other negative emotions you can't understand. Distinguishing between the voices, it is therefore evident that, at this point, your mind is one of the places where the spiritual battle for the planet is taking place. Your role in this battle, as a spiritual warrior, is to become aware of when any of these voices speaks in your mind and to be able to distinguish whether you want to listen to it or not. It is particularly important to become aware of those voices that tell you something negative about yourself, making you feel somehow bad or wrong. Again, you might receive messages from your higher self or your spiritual guides telling you that something needs to be changed or healed. But you can be sure these messages come from them because they resonate with a feeling of compassion, understanding, and love for you. They are not simply coldly delivering a negative message telling you there's something wrong with you that you need to fix. Stopping the negative messages when you notice the voice of the inner critic or simply hear that boring automatic commentary on everything happening, one thing you can do is simply say stop or shut up. And you will realize that, at least for a while, the voice stops. And suddenly you will perceive a welcome feeling of silence in your mind. Repeating this operation only a few times, of course, will not stop these programs from continuing to function. They have operated successfully in your mind for far too many years. But, over time, if you do it enough, you will start to notice the voices fade and become less insistent. The programs running them seem to become less efficient. And furthermore, You can also note that one of the main technologies created by the dark forces responsible for these messages, known as the Lurker, is gradually being deactivated by the positive galactics, who are now able to remove negative technologies with increasing ease on the planet's surface. Awareness of different frequency bands. Another thing you can try is to become aware of the frequency band from which the automatic commentary and the inner critic are transmitting. You will notice it is a horizontal band roughly at eye level, just above it. You will realize these technologies operate within a fairly narrow frequency band. You will discover this if you elevate your awareness above this band, up to the level of the pineal gland or third eye. Suddenly you will experience a blissful silence. And if you can focus your attention there for a while, you will realize you are now in direct contact with the source of your being. You might even perceive yourself as a field of light. By keeping your attention on that point, you can still be aware of the automatic commentary and the inner critic continuing to babble just below the point you are focusing on, but they no longer disturb you. You can then focus your attention on your spiritual heart, and you will discover the same thing happens. A wonderful silence sets in, permeated by the loving presence flowing in and around you. It is often in these moments that you will feel your connection to Source and to your higher self. The same experience might occur if you hear or perceive a negative message from an entity that has attached itself to you. If you focus on your heart and stop listening to and believing what you hear, it might simply leave. It is important not to believe that sending it love will help. It will not. It will only give it more power over you. But do not send it negative energy either. Rather, do your best to raise your frequency and simply be aware of its presence, realizing it is not part of you. Sometimes entities can be very tenacious. If they don't leave eventually, it might be helpful to find someone who performs exorcisms. But remember, do not feel guilty if you have attracted an entity. It is a common thing these days, as people struggle to cope with the chaos generated by the intense ascension process underway. Most people are facing deep wounds and three-dimensional emotions that are trying to surface. And entities can easily attach when this happens. Awareness is key in general. One of the main aspects to focus on in your ascension process at this stage is to develop an increasingly sharp awareness of what is happening within you, and to take healthy control over what you allow to influence you. It is not about defining something as wrong or bad. Denying or rejecting these negative influences is useless. In fact, it only strengthens them. Rather, it is about remaining aware of these tendencies and not following them or allowing yourself to be overwhelmed by negative emotions. Awareness is key, as is taking positive control over what you decide to let remain. By doing so, the negative energies will eventually transform into light. You will discover that, as a being of light, whether you realize it or not, you naturally purify everything that is not in harmony with Source. The process is simply faster if you can maintain healthy control over what happens within you. It's not an easy task, but as a light worker you will find you can do it with increasing ease. Become aware that, whether you notice it right now or not, you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. And, even if you temporarily experience negative emotions, you continue to radiate more and more light. Your overall frequency of evolution, your state of spiritual awakening, is not affected by the emotions you feel. Thanks to your overall state of spiritual awakening, regardless of the emotions you are experiencing, you continue to emanate light. Have no doubt. Right now, the energies of ascension are working with you in a most powerful and unstoppable way. Thoth. The liberating strike love flows into people's hearts and light illuminates your minds. Everything is turned upside down on the day that will come, and the era of light will begin with its reign. Do not be discouraged by the increasingly frequent manipulations and the walls of ignorance that seem to grow thicker. Because, just as the Gordian knot was untied in a single stroke, so too will the confusion that now reigns among humanity be resolved in a single stroke, giving way to understanding. The awareness of being more than just a human being. The awareness of being part of a great change. The awareness that now is the time to take back control of your life. Development on this earth has now reached a point where further progress is no longer possible. The situation is at a stalemate for the forces of cold light, even if they themselves are reluctant to admit it, or it goes unnoticed. The situation is at a stalemate for the warriors and light workers, because only a liberating stroke can now swing open the floodgates of knowledge and reveal the new life. End a new beginning, and this liberating move is announced to you here. Humanity will be liberated from tyranny and will break the chains of this age. The preparations are complete, both internally and externally. The people involved are ready for this quantum leap of consciousness, from the end to the new beginning. Continue on the path you have chosen until you reach the point where there is neither return nor forward, but only entry into the reality of God. In the end, God alone remains. That is where this world and humanity are headed. Only God will be your new beginning, and this liberating strike symbolizes this new beginning. We are almost there. With infinite love, Thoth. The Pleiadians, the platform of your heart's dearest ones, we greet you. Observe the changing light upon your earthly plane. As the days pass, the light on your planet expands, creating higher electric forms within the ley lines on Earth. These forms are designed to build further multidimensional structures within the arena of New Earth. The platform of your heart is bringing an expanded creative design of your higher consciousness, so that you may actively interact as a creator now. This is the moment when you choose to align with this sacred design of the self that is rising again through the platform of your heart. Know that your higher consciousness is actively flowing within you, guiding you on a sacred path for your fulfillment. Do not let yourself be distracted by the dialogue of your egoic mind, by limitations, fear, and separation. You are limitless, and truly nothing can hinder the final success of your path. Trust and know that everything is under control, that you are enveloped in love to create your inner fulfillment. Use conscious breath to let go and rest, knowing that everything is in perfect order, regardless of how things may appear at the three-dimensional level. We see you in your love. Blessings, the Pleiadians. Message from the angels. Sit. Breathe. Receive their love, dearest friends. We love you so much. Take a deep breath. Let the air fill your lungs gently and calmly. Then, as you exhale, simply release it. Don't try too hard. Surrender to your natural exhalation. Inhale deeply again, and, once more, let the air out. Allow yourself another deep breath and another natural exhalation, then simply sit, close your eyes, and let your body breathe on its own. Observe the natural rhythm of your breath, without trying to control it. If you feel you can inhale more air by slightly adjusting your posture, do so spontaneously. The goal is not to force anything, but rather to make yourself comfortable in order to become intentionally receptive to the air your body needs. Now, as you continue to surrender to your breath, invite one of your angels to stand behind you. It could be a relative, a specific angel, or an angel who helps you in a particular way. If you don't want to be specific, simply ask one of your guardian angels to work with you. No matter where you are, imagine this angel standing behind you, with their hands on your shoulders and over your heart. You are safe, loved, and enveloped by an energy that is love beyond your wildest imagination. Your task is not to find it or feel it, but to relax and receive it. As you relax and notice feelings of relaxation, any improvement in your mood, you raise your vibration to the point where you might begin to perceive your own. Sit in this way, committing solely to relaxing and receiving. Receiving does not mean doing. It simply means staying open, maintaining your vibration in a state of well-being for the duration of the exercise. You can think of your beloved dog or cat. You can imagine the most beautiful place you have ever seen. You can think of a loved one. Anything that allows you to reach a state of well-being opens you to our energy. We are always here. We transmit love continuously. As you relax, you receive, and you will begin to feel the love coming towards you. If you do this exercise consistently, even for just a few minutes a day, you will begin to perceive the love that is and has always been around you. You might start to notice a certain feeling or energetic imprint when you ask for the intervention of a specific loved one or a specific angel. Over time, you will notice certain sensations, thoughts, or emotions that correspond to particular spirits. But for now, receive. When you are worried about a loved one, lift your vibration, and by vibrating higher, you will become a tuning fork to contribute to their well-being. When you are worried about your finances, receive our love, receive our sense of comfort and well-being, and naturally, you will begin to feel more secure in the abundance flowing towards you. You will also become more capable of receiving it. When you feel lonely or confused, allow us to love you. Receive our love, and know that in that quiet inner space you are much more open to feeling loved or receiving guidance. Over time, if you practice this consistently, you will notice that your life is changing. Your mood will improve. Your sense of well-being will expand. Your desire to be loved can be fulfilled in seconds, and your desire for comfort and healing can be equally fulfilled. Dearest ones, you are creators, tuners, receivers, and channels of divine energy. You notice contrasting circumstances and desires arise. The universe reads the signals associated with these desires, weaves them together, and begins to point you towards the greater joy. You can tune into this energy by allowing yourself to feel good. You can formulate thoughts that inspire you or sit in our love and receive a kind of fine-tuning. And then, when you feel inspired to act and do things in your physical world, you become channels, receiving love from the universe and allowing it to flow through you in very concrete ways. A kind word, a moment of rest, a good recipe, a moment of appreciation, or an inspired project. There are billions of desires you collectively express and billions of ways the universe can guide you to channel the one love on the path to realizing them. One of the simplest ways is to sit with us or with your departed loved ones, for a few minutes a day, or for as many as you wish. Relax. Breathe. Try to relax even more. This is your task. Ours, whether you realize it or not, is to send you love and inspiration in every moment. The more you sit in silence and relaxation, the more naturally you will tune into our love, and the more inspired, guided, and above all, deeply and warmly loved you will feel. God bless you. We love you so much. The angels.